Hey guys, it's time for VEDA number 8, which is going to be the pickups video, the weekly pickups video. We didn't have one last week because there weren't any games that I'd picked up, but we'll do one now. Now I'm going to be a bit quieter because family's asleep. You know, daylight savings moved over, and so everyone's going to sleep a bit quicker today. But before we start off, I'd just like to say on the day I'm recording this, I actually did a live stream for VEDA 7. We played a bit of Star Wars 3 for PS2, Revenge of the Sith. However, a few minutes after that stream ended, the video was copyright claimed and blocked in all countries by Disney. There will be a video coming out later in the week where I talk about that, but I'm a member of the club now. All is not lost. Because I had the video playing when the block happened, I was still able to access it, and I managed to get myself a screen-capped copy of it. So I have that there, and it would be relatively easy for me to edit it out. Edit out the offending portions, just cover them up, because it's only a visual match, it's not an audio match. And so I should be able to get that back, but for now, VEDA 7 is not available. But anyway, let us get into the pickups, shall we? So, we got a nice little bunch of pickups right there. And we'll start with the one that just fell off. And now, with this one, I'm just going to rip the band-aid off. I paid too much for this game. Straight up and simple. I spelt it wrong when I was looking it up on eBay. I thought it was worth $60. It is not. It is, in fact, worth $13. And I bought it for $12. And that is Bug Riders, the Race of Kings. It's a jockey flying bug racing game where you don't have a throttle, you can whip them up and that speeds up the bugs you're riding. It's not very good. This one's going to be a Keith Shizuo video, a negative Keith Shizuo video. I keep saying, these games are going to be a video. A lot of that when I say it is negative, but I do really want to keep Keith Shizuo as a positive review, but it's all about what gets me the material. And frankly, yeah, paid too much for this. It's not a particularly good game. I paid market value. I broke my own rule. I shouldn't have broken my own rule, but I did think it was worth more than it was. Next one, I also paid more than I would. It's not a complete rip-off, but it was perhaps a bit rash thinking. Again, I've got more money available. I'm willing to take more risks. That's not a good thing. Also, I forgot to mention, I'm not going to be editing this video. I'm just going to be putting it up like all the others, and I'm going to be verbally counting up the price as we go. So this one was 12. Luckily, there's no CEX game, so it's all just the sticker price. That's what I paid this week. Which actually will probably make it quite a large week. Oh no, I tell you, there is some CEX, but we'll cross the bridges when we come to them, shall we? And next we have, for $8, Street Scooters. It's a scooter racing game. It's sort of like street racing motorbike game. Played a bit of it. It's okay. Probably will finish it at some point. $8 paid, and that gets us to $20 total. If nothing else, these games get me nice, pristine cases to replace for some of my more expensive stuff. So we're at $20 total so far. And next let me just double check the price and just make sure there wasn't a sale. Yep, next we have for $5, Lego The Complete Saga on Nintendo DS. That was $5. And I believe this isn't actually a port of the GBA Lego Star Wars games. These are actually made from the ground up, as it says on the back. But I'm not entirely sure how truthful that is. But in any case, it's $5 for, a bunch of Star Wars game. Can't really complain, so we're at $25. Now, I'm actually going to skip over that one. I'll come back to that one a little bit later. Next, we got some GameCube stuff. Now, this one I got from CEX for, let me just double check this, $8. So this is $11, cut it in half. We'll call it 5. We'll call it 5, just to keep things nice and even. And it's a GameCube freeloader. So this will allow me to play on my PAL console GameCube games for many reasons. Now, I don't have many GameCube games. I've got a few. I only have one Japanese one, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Forspoken Kingdom. But this will allow me to get a lot of the cheaper Japanese GameCube stuff for use on my yeah, and just use that. Eventually I'll get an SD Media launcher and it won't matter with that, but that's a bit pricey at the moment. But yeah, one thing I want to try and get is Double Dash, a lot cheaper in Japanese. Still $25, so more than I really want to spend on it because I might find it in a while. But yeah, so that was $5 paid. That takes us to 30 total. And next one. Now this is one that I paid a substantial amount for that I was happy about, and it is Bomberman Generation. Sorry, I've got something in my nose. Pardon me. Bomberman Generation for the GameCube. It's an adventure mode style Bomberman game where you run around a 3D world, you use bombs to do it, but it's also got classic multiplayer Bomberman on it as well. And this one, remember, do we have the receipt? Yes, we do. Just to be doubly sure how much I paid. Yes, it was $12 for this one, and $12 for this one I think is a pretty good price. Yep. You rarely see GameCube stuff around, and when you do, and it's at even a decent price, you got to go for it. So my threshold for GameCube games is a bit higher. But yeah, it's about worth $30. And what were we at so far? We're at 30, so this will take us to 42. Well, it's actually building up a bit quicker than I thought. But yeah, very happy to add Bomberman Generations to the collection. And I'll come back to that game I put aside before. It is the Fast and the Furious on, what's it called? The PS2. And, this is a fairly valuable game. When I looked it up, and considering it was only $3, I went for it. I think this is like a $25 to $30 game. And I said $3 paid, which takes us to $45 paid this week on the lot. And, yeah, the problem is it is actually... what's it called? It's scratched. Now, it will load. It will load into the game. I've managed to get to load into a race. The problem is it's inconsistent with cutscenes and menu loading because of the way the menus are animated, which is a good thing. That means that it can be repaired. It's very likely that this thing can be put into as new condition, but I will have to pay to get it resurfaced, so that'll cost me about $1.50. But I'm not going to count that in the old... in the calculation today, so we'll just put that one there. And so what are we at? We're at 45. At another 5, we have SNK versus Capcom FVC Chaos, found for $5 at the old Lifeline. And I have actually had this before. I remember there was something about it I didn't like. I don't remember quite what it was. I tried it a bit. I decided to sell it, but I will be keeping this one for a bit longer because a friend that I've made recently really likes Street Fighter. They're interested in SNK, so I want to keep this around for them to have a try at some point. What will happen after that? I'm not really sure, but yeah, $5. That's about right. It's a $20 game, so that'll take us up to $50 this week. Next we have a game I can't remember what I paid for this one. We are going to call this one $3. And it is Demon Summoner. And actually, yes, this was $3, and I bought this with at the same time as Fast and Furious. And this is a first-person crossbow shooter set in Victorian London, and it is quite interesting. Actually, it feels like a competent shooter. It feels like a competent horror game. There's a lot of fright. There's a lot of sudden enemies. And it does things rather well, but it also has a lot of eccentricities. I tried this out briefly, and you start off on a Victorian street, and you'll keep walking down the street, and eventually just in the middle of the street there's an invisible wall, like across the entire street, no indication that you can't go forward. So that's a little annoying. And I'll tell you the reason why I think this is going to get a video is almost purely based on that screenshot there. Look at that. That is mwah. But yeah, Demon Summoner is one I've wanted in the collection for a while. It's been on my radar, and I'm very glad to finally have it at a good price. So I believe that takes us up to 53. And 56, now this is one I was very happy to get, because when I was looking, I was at the cash converters, and I was looking through the games, that they've got them on the floor at the moment in this kind of basket thing, and someone else was looking for games, good games. They were picking out some good stuff. They beat me to a couple of good ones. Nothing I didn't already have, but good ones. But this, I'm very glad that they didn't spot. Eyes of a Hawk. I got this one, and someone was asleep when they were pricing it, because it's a great deal. It's Gradius 3 and 4 for PS2. I like my shooters. I haven't really got enough time to really dive in it, but I just like having shooters. And Gradius, of course, one of the big, original predecessors to Bullet Hell. Not quite Bullet Hell, I don't believe, but one of the big formation shooters. And this thing's had a bit of a life. There were some really old Cash Converters stickers on there. It's come all the way from Fairfield, Cash Converters Fairfield, which is actually a store that I've gotten quite a few games from. In fact, I got the DS game from there recently. It's stamped Cash Converters Fairfield all over the disc. So this thing has moved around a lot in its life. It's got a number of different sale stickers on it. And yeah, it's just a really cool find. Now, when I bought this, I actually thought I had Gradius 5, but I don't. I was confusing it with R-Type Final, which I have. So I still need Gradius 5. Will I ever get Gradius 1 and 2? Probably not officially. Those games are wicked expensive because they're Japanese-only games that people in the West really want. So yeah, you're not going to find that. But yeah, very glad to have Gradius 4. That takes us up to 56. And rounding us off for the week, even 60, it's a game that featured, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, in a recent Metal Jesus Rocks PS2 underrated games, where he also named Seek and Destroy, which is made that game really hard to find, is the X-Files, Resist or Serve. It's a survival horror game. You see there's some fairly graphic imagery on the back. I won't show that for too long. And I found that at $4. So I don't know much about this game, but I've heard it's quite the underrated hidden gem. It's an interesting thing at the back. It says, includes bonus DVD style content. It's like, that means bonus movies. Yeah, anyway, it's complete. All these games were complete this week. But yeah, very glad to have the X-Files in the collection. So, $60 total for the week. That is quite an expensive week, if I'm being honest. And some of the stuff I actually bought. Some stuff I bought at the tail end of last week, so it would arrive in time for this week. And I bought it online on CEX. I wasn't actually able to collect. The postman missed me, and I need to go to the post office and grab it. So there's some good stuff coming next week, including one game that I was really on my personal list of games to find for a long time, and I'm really excited that I found it at the price I did. So really exciting stuff coming next week for sure. Make sure you tune in for that. I'm also thinking of doing a video for VEDA of kind of games that are on my watch list, so you guys know kind of stuff there. But yeah, so just a quick closing note again about the live stream. It was pretty cool. A lot of people came in and left pretty soon afterwards. I suspect that's because the audio situation I had was so bad. We had one guy stay there for the entire time. Bless him, the A Gamer. Thank you very much for being there. And why you didn't tell me that my microphone was peaking as horribly, as excruciatingly horribly as it was, I do not know. But I will try and rectify that for the next stream. So next stream, rest assured, we will have better audio. But we were using one microphone to capture the audio out of the my surround sound speakers, and 3 people, 1 here, 2 on the bed. So yeah, but anyway, that stream should be up soon if your ears can tolerate it. And yeah, so please, for VEDA, comment any videos you'd like me to make on. comment. Please tell me, have you found any good games this week to add to your collection? Please show me pictures on Twitter, and I will put them in pickup videos. We got some more videos coming on later in the week. Unfortunately, we weren't able to film any Let's Play videos today with the others. They had to go a bit too quickly, and I was a bit exhausted, if I'm honest, after that stream. It's the first real big active stream that I've done. It was all a bit overwhelming, but yeah, so that's the pickups for the week. Pretty nice haul, if I do say so myself. And I will, so please hit me up on Twitter at KeithShizuo, and I will see you guys tomorrow for VEDA number 9. I will see you then. Bye.